Battle of Hajipir in 1965 stands as a classic in mountain warfare, where innovation, endurance, and command initiative turned the tide in one of the harshest theaters of the Indo-Pakistani conflict. Across steep ridges, forested slopes, and rain-swept passes, the Indian Army executed a meticulously planned multi-front assault to cut off infiltration into Kashmir at its source. Strategic significance of Hajipir Pass. Hajipir Pass, situated at 2,637 meters above sea level and only 8 kilometers from the ceasefire line, was the lifeline for infiltration routes from Pakistan-administered regions into the valley. The pass controlled the communications hub between Uri and Punch, as well as the multiple lateral routes across the daunting Pir Panjal. Pakistani defensive doctrine had invested heavily here. Massive, overlapping ridges, natural forest obstacles, and mutually reinforcing positions at Sank, Sar, and Lediwali Gali in the west. A formidable system of depth from Bedori, Ring Contour, and Pathra in the east. Enemy defenses and Indian operational concept. Estimated opposing forces included a full battalion group, with multiple companies of 20 Punjab integrated with local elements. Enemy defenses included pre-wired killing grounds, deep Sangha lines, bunkers mutually supporting MMG and LMG arcs, and reserves ready to counterattack threatened sectors. Anticipating high friendly casualties from direct assault, Indian planners, led by 68 Infantry Brigade, chose the double pincer, enveloping Hajipir simultaneously from both east and west. Brigade strength consisted of 6 infantry battalions, 1 Para, 19 Punjab, 4 Rajput, 6 J&K rifles, 4 Sikh light infantry, 7 Bihar, backed by artillery and medium guns. Detailed plan and force build-up. The assault was set for 24 August. 1 Para was to lead the Sank, Lediwali approach, tasked to secure Ledwali Gali by 0500 hours, 25 August, followed by 19 Punjab's capture of Bedori by 0900 hours. 4 Rajput was assigned to storm Hajipir Pass itself by 1800 hours, converging both assault axes for the final coup de grace. Initial timelines suffered a setback. Heavy rain caused major river flooding, forcing 4 Sikh light infantry to abandon plans for a direct relief and instead close up via circuitous mountain tracks behind 19 Punjab and 4 Rajput through Pathra and Ring Contour. This imposed a full 24-hour postponement, but ensured no intelligence leakages or piecemeal exposure to the enemy. Phase 1, night assaults and initial breakthrough. The order to attack was timed for maximum surprise, late hours, full darkness, and unrelenting rain as concealment. On the night of 25 August, 1 Para executed a steep, physically demanding approach on Sank. Climbing saturated rock and loose footing, sections closed in at 0415 hours on 26 August, surprising defenders entrenched in overlapping trenches and sangas. Firefights erupted using LMGs, MMGs, grenades, and at times bayonets, with contact maintained up to 0930 hours before enemy lines broke. Company and platoon leadership was commendable. Severity of terrain, uncertainty of enemy strength, and physical exhaustion were overcome by high standards of personal leadership, pre-planned fire support, and initiative. Phase 2, exploitation and east flank operations. No operational pause was allowed. 19 Punjab pressed the night attack on point 95-91. Assault companies advanced under MMG and rifle fire, using fire and movement to close up and outflank bunkers. By 0430 hours, objective was in hand. Again, enemy casualties heavy, own casualties light due to tactical surprise and superior fire control. D Company soon swung from Sar, neutralizing enemy opposition there, while other elements of B and C companies advanced to seize Ledwali Gali and mop up Sawan Pathri, Ajuas, and approaches east of Sank. By last light on 27 August, the entire sector had been sanitized. Major final assault, the climb to Hajipir. Having achieved the first ring of objectives, Major R.S. Dayal, a key operational leader, received approval to proceed with the final assault on Hajipir. Orders called for stealth and endurance. A mixed column of A and D companies moved from Ledwali Gali, navigated at night through Hyderabad Nala, descending from the heights at 17:30 hours. Rain, pitch-black conditions, and slippery tracks slowed progress but concealed movement entirely. By 04:30 hours, 28 August, the force had infiltrated deep and silently, reaching just below the pass. At dawn, the assault was launched. Artillery and MMG fire synchronized to neutralize enemy positions before a swift storming of the western knoll and main pass. Overwhelmed, defenders broke, fleeing terrain that just hours before had seemed unassailable. Enemy counterattack and high-altitude defense. Anticipating immediate enemy reaction, Dayal set mutually supporting MMG and LMG positions, covering all likely approach routes. On 29 August, the enemy mounted a determined and well-coordinated counterattack against ring contour. The Indian defense held, disciplined use of fields of fire, direct fire adjustment, and timely artillery strikes blunted the attack, causing heavy losses to the attackers. Seizing momentum, Dayal's men immediately countered, overrunning ring contour and securing PT 8786 by 7 September. In this phase, every Indian forward movement was followed instantly by reorganization, platoon-level exploitation, and patrolling to confirm dominance and deny infiltration. Bedori, Bisali, and Eastern final expansion. Eastern fronts faced bitter weather and exposed advances. 19 Punjab's early attempts to seize Bedori, using direct approaches, were checked by concentrated MMG fire along narrow ledges. 7 Bihar was retasked, and by 07:15 hours on 28 August, pushed via Bedori Springs, joining for the main assault. At 03:30 hours, 29 August, the mountain gun in direct fire role destroyed enemy sangars, allowing the infantry to storm the dominating feature by 0600 hours. Follow-up operations saw 4 Rajput attack Bisali in the Western Bulge on 4-5 September, repulsing 3 enemy counterattacks before holding the objective at 0400 hours. These actions were never isolated. As gains were consolidated, Brigade pressed multiple advances onto PT 7720, PT 9270, with 6 Dogra and 19 Punjab fighting fiercely to clear Zairat, Kahuta, Halan Janubai, and finally, the key hills south of Gishan by 12 September. Patrolling, artillery integration, and continuous exploitation. After each capture, Indian units immediately established blocking positions, coordinated their LMG, MMG teams, and brought up mortars for anticipated enemy reaction. Special mention must be made of field artillery and mountain guns, whose rapid displacement up the rugged slopes frequently caught the enemy unprepared. Guns fired in direct lay mode onto bunkers, holding up the advance, breaking resistance that would have otherwise necessitated costly frontal assaults. Patrols pushed forward every night to confirm the denial of all communication routes, intercept enemy movements, and gather intelligence from abandoned camps and supply caches. Operational review and command lessons. The success of Op Bakshi Hajipir owed to a combination of strategic clarity, operational adaptability, high tempo, and fighting ethos. Surprise, every phase utilized darkness, weather, and unexpected approaches to catch enemy unprepared. Momentum, operations shifted rapidly from attack to consolidation to exploitation. Enemy had no time for reorganization or reinforcement. Defensive flexibility. Indian forces absorbed and defeated counterattacks, reorganized, and expanded control with speed. Artillery and infantry coordination. Direct fire and indirect fire mutually supporting, enabling breakthroughs without catastrophic losses in direct assault. Endurance and leadership. Continuous action under rain, exhaustion, adverse altitude. Indian soldiers, inspired by leaders like Dayal and Meg Singh, refused the enemy respite. Failures in enemy local counterattacks, whether at ring contour, Bisali or Bedori, directly reflected the depth of Indian operational preparedness, morale, and control of the tactical narrative. Conclusion: Mountain Warfare Legacy. By 12 September, Indian control was absolute. Every major feature and infiltration route dominating the bulge was secured. Enemy reserves, local guides, and logistical depth were denied. Bakshi, Forward, and Meghdut Force collectively set the baseline for Indian high-altitude doctrine, where rapid adaptation, local initiative, exhaustive endurance, and integrated firepower won not just features, but the operational freedom of an entire theater. The Battle of Hajipir stands as a tribute to professionalism, teamwork, and the military art of mountain operations. Its doctrine and successes echo in every subsequent campaign from the Pir Panjal to today's highest frontiers. Do follow Pathshala for more such information.